Hey Warriors of Light, welcome to the channel. This is my first video in a 101 series where I'll be covering a range of different topics. Everything from crafting and gathering, homestones and data center travel, which is exactly what today's video is going to be about. Data center travel. We'll be going over what is a data center, why would you want to travel, as well as the different types of travel and how to travel, not to mention the restrictions that are going to be placed on your character when you're visiting a world that isn't your home world. Before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell. So, what is a data center? There are two types of data center. The ones shown on screen here are logical data centers. For example, Aether, Crystal, Chaos, that comprise of different homeworlds/servers that you're probably already familiar with. For me, Phantom is my homeworld on the logical data center of Chaos. The second type of data center is a physical data center, which store each region's logical data centers. Now bear with me, I know this is getting a bit wordy. So for example, Chaos, Light and the newly established Shadow logical data centers are within the European physical data center. There are two different means of traveling to other worlds at the moment: the world visit system and the data center travel system. So, the world visit system is shown in this infographic here. It allows you to visit any world or server that resides in your individual logical data center, and it can be used whilst initially logged into the game with your character. On the other hand, the data center travel system allows you to visit any world within your physical data center as shown in this infographic. Additionally, as well as this, which is what additionally means, don't know why I said that, I'm going to keep going though. It is being tested at the moment until patch 7.0, which is Dawntrail's release. You're also able to visit the Oceania data center. So regardless of what physical data center you're on, whether it's Japan, Europe or Americas, you're all able to go and visit the Oceanic data center. However, this does not work the other way around. You unfortunate Oceanic people have been screwed out of this system for the moment, because the developers are looking to implement full cross-region data center travel pretty much ideally as soon as Dawntrail is released, because the idea is it's going to alleviate a lot of the server congestion, which is why they're testing it up to this point. However, data center travel has to be initiated before you log your character into the game, as opposed to the world visit system, which can be used when you're already logged in. So let's go over why we want to travel. There are many different reasons why you'd like to travel. The most obvious, and the first one, and why a lot of people do it, is to go and play with your friends. Friends that are on other data centers, on other servers, on other logical data centers within your physical data center, and now even those on other physical data centers, because you can all just go over to the Oceanic data center and chill out on Materia. Doesn't matter where you're from, and it saves a home world transfer fee if you were looking to play with players in another physical data center. And soon, very soon, hopefully, as soon as Dawntrail is released, we'll all be able to take advantage of this. Another reason would be to buy stuff on the market boards. You're not restricted on buying things, only on selling things. So you can go and browse the market boards, see if you can get some deals, and maybe find some items that are hard to come by on your server because no one's selling them. Another good thing is you can play in another data center's peak hours. For example, if you're struggling with queues or roulettes and it's just not your peak hours, like even as a tank or a healer you're struggling, you can just jump over to another data center and get an instant queue hopefully. And soon for us tanks we'll be able to do that pretty easily hopefully, because with data center with Dawntrail coming soon, we see the release of 2 non-tank roles, which means tanks are going to be in demand, which is good for me because I'm very impatient. It also allows you to play in congested times on a data center in off-peak hours, which is why they're trialing this for Dawntrail, because I don't know if you remember Endwalker and every other expansion before that, just the queues to log in are absolutely nuts. But by utilizing this system, you can log into another data center and just skip that queue, or at least reduce it. So enough of speaking of whys, let's show you how to travel using the world visit system. So, the world visit system, you have to be logged in. So let's get out my idle camera here and we've got to come over to an aetheryte. And it has to be an aetheryte, a central aetheryte in Gridania, Uldar, or Limsa. So we're going to right click on the aetheryte, or click on it, whichever, and we're going to choose this one here, visit another world server. A list of worlds will then be shown with your home world and your current world displayed at the top in case you're already somewhere else. Available destinations will appear below, and all you have to do is click your destination, say I want to go to Cerberus, play with my buddy. Confirmation window will pop up, press OK. At this point, the transfer will begin and is unable to be cancelled. You arrive in the destination world at the aetheryte you used to transfer. So most of the time, as you've seen just now, it's pretty instant. But what I have noticed is specifically with world travel system, there generally tend to be short queues formed when like a hunt's announced on a crossroad link shell or something. But as you've seen, I've just popped up here back in Limsa, and you can either return the same way, which is what we're going to do now, or you can do it from the start screen, and I'll show you how to do that when we go over the data center travel system. I'm just going to show you something else that changes. So I'm going to display my own name, and you'll notice my tag here on my player, instead of my FC thing, it says Wanderer. Instead of my FC tag, it says Wanderer. This lets you know if you see anyone with this tag, they are visiting your server, your world, from another world within your logical data center. So we are going to quickly go back to my home world. We're going to click on visit another world server again. You see Phantom here is highlighted. We're just going to travel back to Phantom. We're going to log out, and we're going to show you how to use the data center travel system, and hopefully it won't take too long. So we just quickly log out, return to the title screen. So one thing you have to do before you connect, so for example, if you did want to connect to Materia, you have to physically connect your client to that data center. You'd have to click on Oceania, press the confirmation, and connect to it. Otherwise, it doesn't have a direction to point your character, essentially. At least that's how I understand it. So what we're going to do is, on the character selection screen here, we're going to right-click our character name, which is the sub-command button for you on consoles. I'm not sure what that is. I'm pretty sure it's X on PlayStation. I can't say for Xbox or anything. And we're going to press visit another data center. Confirmation window will pop up. We'll have to press select world. A list of data centers and worlds will appear, and we just have to pick our destination. So you see, I can travel to Light, or I can travel to the Oceanic Data Center and go to Materia, like I was explaining before, the one they're testing. But let's say I want to go to Shiva and go play with another buddy of mine who's on there. Just press the confirm button. It will retrieve the world data, and shortly it will pop up with a little confirmation where it asks me to proceed like this. And again, once I press that button, it will not let me cancel it. There's no way to cancel this. Again, there's no reason why it takes too long unless like there's a big logging queue or something and everyone's trying to move. But in my experience, it's never really been more than 30 seconds. It's really quick, it's really easy, and it's really useful if you do want to go, like I said, go play with your buddies, or you want to go browse the market board, or you want to go, like, if I'm queuing for things, I tend to play a little bit later, and for some reason, I don't know why, but Light's active hours are a little bit later than Chaos. So I work quite late most days, so I'll jump onto Light if I want to go and like run roulettes or anything. So you see here, it's come up with a little pop-up window that says that my character's in a different data center from my home world. To return, use the character sub-command before logging in. So I'll just show you how to do that quickly before we log in, so I don't have to log back out, and we'll do it again. So again, just right-click, sub-command button, return to home world, press the confirmation button. It will take its time, and we're all good to go. And it will log you into where you last logged out. It doesn't matter that you've changed. Oh, said that. Now I'm having second thoughts. I am 99% sure it's going to log me in at my home point, which is in Uldar, despite the fact I've just logged out of Limsa. So either I'm going to prove myself right with my second thought, or my first thought was going to be right, So I'm just going to take that as either way, I am right. So we'll just double check this before we move on to restrictions, and we'll go over that. Yeah, it's logging me into Uldar, 100% sure. Yeah, so it logs you into your home world, home Aetheryte. And what you notice here is now it says Traveler, not Wanderer. So that's how you're able to tell if a character is visiting your world from another physical data center or a logical data center that doesn't match your own. So let's move on to restrictions and let's go through these really quickly, and I'll be out of your hair and let you get back on with your life. So these restrictions are for world restrictions, the World Travel Center. It don't restrict you on much, but just to run through these really quickly, you get notifications that you've got letters, but you won't be able to receive them. Your retainers cannot be summoned, hired, or released from service, and you can only accept the ill-conceived venture quest from your home world. You cannot sell items, but you can buy. You can access your free company chat, but you cannot view any other information about it. Company credits won't be able to be earned, and the effective company actions will not be applied. Link shells cannot be used. However, obviously cross-world link shells are accessible. PvP team chat is available. I am not big on PvP, so I don't know how much of an impact the data center travel restriction will be, because it's not available, and that we'll run through that in just a minute. And if you are a member of the Novice Network, you'll automatically join the Novice Network of the world you're visiting, provided there's room in it. So the second set of world restrictions, again, just the obvious. You're not able to buy houses on a world that's not your own. You cannot take part in or go to ceremonies of eternal bonding. The Golden Saucer, Lord of Dominion, Triple Trident, Cactpot tickets. You can still buy mini Cactpot tickets, but not the big ones. Your Deep Dungeon results are not going to be saved to the leaderboards, unfortunately. Crystalline Conflict ranked matches cannot be joined. Excuse me, just tripping over my words here. Eternity Rings and Aetheryte Pendulums are able to be used if both connected players are on the same world. Legendary and unspoiled gathering nodes are inaccessible. Makes sense. It stops people jumping from server to server to server and farming the same unspoiled or legendary node in a matter of minutes. Belts cannot be retrieved from the Calamity Salvager. I don't know why you'd want to at this point, this late on, if you were playing long enough ago when belts were a thing. Probably got everything you wanted already. The one thing that is good to point out, if you're on a home world that does have new or preferred world bonuses, for example, Road to 80, soon to be hopefully Road to 90, these will apply regardless of what world you're visiting. However, if you're visiting a new or preferred world, you do not get that bonus because you haven't come from a world with it. And obviously, you can't apply for a homeworld transfer, you can't delete your character, and you cannot travel to the firmament whilst outside your home world. So just to go through a couple of the data center restrictions, most of these are the same. The ones that I want to point out to you guys, so what we've got here is that your free company chat now cannot be used. Your Crossworld link shells can be joined, and if you are a member of Crossworld link shells on multiple data centers, it will be organized by data center. Nice and simple for you. And the PvP team chat cannot be used. So I was explaining before, unfortunately, I'm not a big PvPer. I don't know what this is, but hopefully it'll mean more to you guys that are into the PvP. And the last set of restrictions here that are different would be... No, they're all the same. Please excuse me. I should have looked at that a little bit more beforehand. Anyway, that pretty much brings this video to a wrap. If you enjoyed it, if you found it helpful, please leave a like, share, and subscribe. Comment if you think I've got anything wrong, anything you need to know, anything I didn't cover. I'll try and answer some questions in the comments if I can get round to it. Other than that, hope you have a fantastic time exploring Eorzea, and I will see you soon.